Okay, so the question, student, is EMF of the first battery is 4 volt, internal resistance is 1 ohm, connected in parallel to another battery of EMF 1 volt, internal resistance is 1 ohm. The like poles are connected together. Okay, combination is used to send a current through a 2 ohm resistance. Calculate I. Hope the question is clear to all of you all.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is anyone? No, Aman, not at all. Aman Rajan, it's not correct. Is anyone? Yes, Aman Rajan, are you getting it? Or you still want to be with this answer? come you're getting this answer? Okay, anybody else? Anybody else who's getting the answer? And just for another 1 minute, and then I'll just draw the diagram. Okay, Aman, now please cross-check your diagram. I'll put the diagram over here, students. You have two sources, students, positive, negative. This is E1 given to you. Its internal resistance is given to you as R1. Another cell of EMF E2 is given to you. Internal resistance is R2. EMF is E2 given to you, students. And if you carefully observe, EMF E1 is 4 volts, R1 is 1 ohm, connected in parallel to another battery of E2, 1 and internal resistance. Like poles are connected together. So positive, positive, negative, negative. This combination is used to drive current in the external resistance. Let us say I'm taking a load, a bulb. Yes, yes, somebody got the answer. Yes, Shikhar. Correct. Okay, it's an external resistance we considered of 2 ohms. The question asks is find out the current drawn into the tubes. Now, suppose if I say if E1 is given, let me say the current over here will be I1, the current over here will be I2. Since these are positive terminals, consider the two currents will reunite using your Kirchhoff's current law, students. Okay, you'll find out that the net current flowing over here will be equal to I1 plus I2. Agreed? So I need to find out the current. Now, suppose if in case I can have a two approach for this. Okay, let me go for the Aman. Did you use Kirchhoff's law, Aman? Kirchhoff's voltage law you used? Can you unmute and just let me know about it? What did you do?
My diagram is wrong.
Okay, Shikhar, you got the answer. Can you tell me what exactly method you used?
So I used Kirchhoff's law. I got I2 as -1 and I1 as +2.
Okay, so was your circuit diagram in this manner? Did you take the resistance in between the two driving source?
No, sir, in this manner.
Okay, and what is the loop you considered? Did you consider one entire loop and one small loop?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now please pay attention. Now suppose if I happen to go for the two loops, those who are still not able to get it, look over
I
here.
considered the loop having R2.
Okay, fine. Let me take the loop A. Listen carefully. I'll go for A, B, C, B, E, and H, and then back A. That means I'll go for this particular entire loop. Agreed? That's one complete loop I'll consider. Now, when I take first part of the loop, okay, if I'm going in the direction of the conventional current, students, direction of conventional current, the product of I into R will be negative. So it's I1 plus I2 into R. ये पूरा negative होगा. जैसे यहाँ पे आएगा, now the driving source I'll consider the current is going to go in this direction. So now the current over here is I1, students, and is it going in the direction of conventional current? So ये क्या होगा? Minus I1 into R1 because it's a driving source is E1. Now, if I'm going within the cell from negative to positive, my seat of EMF will be positive plus E1 and that is equal to 0. So this becomes my first expression. If I try to introduce values given to me in this case, I don't know capital R, so I'll write on minus RI1, minus RI2. Sorry, R is given to me. Very sorry. So it's 2. This is also 2. I1, I2 are not known to me. Minus R1 is given to me as how much? R1 is given to me as 1 ohm. So I'll write on I1 into 1 will be 1 plus E1. E1 is given to me as how much? 4. And that is equal to 0. So resolving it, I'll be getting it as minus 3I1 minus 2I2 equal to minus 4. And that's my equation number 1. Now let us go for the next loop. The next loop, if in case if I happen to consider, I'll go for loop B, C, D, E, G, F, and back to B. When I use the word loop, you should start at the point and you come back at the same point. When you go for an entire loop, start with a point and come back to the same point. Now, when you go in this manner, again, you take in this case, you're going in the direction of conventional current. So this will be minus R into I1 plus I2. Now I'm going from G in this direction, we consider R2. So this will be minus, and the current is I2. So minus I2 into R2. Seat of EMF negative positive, so it's plus E2, and that will be equal to 0. Substituting the values over here, I consider minus 2I1, minus 2I2, minus R2 is equal to how much? 1. So minus I2, because R2 is 1, plus E2. E2 is given to me as 1, and that is equal to 0. Therefore, this will be minus 2I1 minus 3I2 equal to minus 1. That's my equation number 2. Solve these two equations simultaneously, students. So what I'll do, I'll multiply this entire expression by, if I have to consider 2, and this I'll multiply by 3. I'm making my I1 common. So this becomes minus 6I1 minus 4I2 is equal to minus 8 minus 6I1 minus 9I2 minus 3. Subtracting. Signs will change. When you're solving it, this becomes 0. This is 9I2 minus 4I2 will be how much? 5I2. Agreed. And minus 8 plus 3. That will be how much? Minus 5.
Yes.
Answer is taken. What are the answers about your I2? Substitute back in this. I1 will be 2 ampere. I2 will be 1 ampere. Total current will be I1 plus I2. So my answer will be 1 ampere. Is this clear, students?
Yes.
Okay, Aman. Fine. No, my dear. See one thing, Shikhar. Please, I made it very, very clear. I don't know about it, Shikhar. Did you attend the last lecture or not? Shikhar, were you present in the last lecture?
Yes, I attended the lecture.
Then one thing I made it very clear because we did 2 good questions. We did 2 good questions and they were really good enough to understand the negative sign of a current. Because I made it very clear and Aman had discussed that also, okay, you can change the potential of the EMF to have the current in the same direction. Negative sign shows that how's the direction of flow of current. And that I made it very clear. If a student gets that part, that means ye jo do problem kiye tha na, please every time when you start with Hemant sir or Shom sir for this particular chapter, whenever current, please go through those 2 problems properly to understand the negative sign once again. Then you sit for the lectures, doesn't matter. That is how you need to, because before what's the importance of doing these before your other chapters? This is the way. Now this is what one of the what exactly I2 speaks about. -1 means what exactly consider will be. The direction of current will be opposite to it. I can consider because we consider E1 as a driving source, we take it. So now when I say the net current flowing will be 1 ampere. Is this clear with everyone? All the students who are into the meeting? 20. Friends, is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now see, when I give you this particular question, and I do consider, yes, most of you all must have tried to go for this part of it. But if you happen to look into the question, I'd given you one formula also, students. If you recollect, मैंने बहुत सारे cells दिए थे, अलग-अलग arrangement. assisting condition, opposing condition, parallel में positive, positive, positive to negative, EMF constant, EMF different, n number of cells is connected in series, that combination in parallel. What was the purpose of giving that? To solve such kind of questions. Now, person A can solve in Kirchhoff. Now, can I go for the second way? Why not? Either ये positive है, ये positive है. I get it. These are assisting we consider. Both of them are positive. I get it. तो यहाँ पे अगर मैंने net EMF निकाला तो net EMF क्या होगा? What's the formula given to for net EMF? Net EMF will be what? It's E1 R2 plus E2 R1 upon what exactly? E1 plus E2. Sorry, R1 plus R2. Did you remember this formula? Did anybody remember this formula? Did you remember this formula? I'd given this. Jagannath had given बहुत सारे formulas मैंने दिए हैं current electricity के. Students, did I give you this formula? Yes or no? Just tell me now.
Yes.
तो now अगर तुम्हें ये होगा तो तुम्हें net EMF अभी इसके हिसाब से solve करो. ये faster way है. rather than for Kirchhoff's. अभी देखो तुम net EMF निकालो. मुझे क्या चाहिए? Current चाहिए. तो formula क्या है? So formula I is equal to E net upon R plus R net. बस खत्म हो गया तुम्हारा आंसर. तुम्हें total current flowing through circuit चाहिए ना? तो E net तो यहाँ से मिलेगा. R तो तुम्हें मालूम है 2 ohms. What is internal resistance? How are the two internal resistances are connected in parallel? Each is how much? 1 ohm, 1 ohm. So what is effective? 1 upon R is equal to 1 by 1, 1 by 1, 2 by 1. So R is 1 by 2. यानी ये होगा 0.5. अगर तुम ध्यान से देखोगे इसको सॉल्व करो तो ये भी आंसर 2.5 आएगा. ये 0.5 है और ये 2 दिया हुआ है. So 2.5 on 2.5 you'll get the answer as 1 answer. That's the reason I gave you this question. I want to see how many of you all are going for Kirchhoff's and how many of you are going for direct relation to get the answer according. Friends, are the two methods clear with all of you all? And if both the positive, because I said many are connected in parallel with like poles connected. Whenever you go for like poles connected, you'll have a summation. हमेशा summation sign होगा. ये ध्यान में रखना students. तुम ये इसको पीछे लिखो, इसको लगे कुछ फर्क नहीं करता है. But now suppose if I go for opposing, so one which has a larger driving EMF, that will be ahead minus the next one. Suppose अगर मैंने यहाँ पे E1 4 लिया है, ये 4 है और ये 1 है, and now suppose if I interchange the terminals, इसको नेगेटिव कर दिया, इसको पॉजिटिव कर दिया, तो यहाँ पे क्या होगा? This will be E1 R2 minus E2 R1. Denominator will be R1 plus R2 only. And mind you, denominator में internal resistance ही आएगा सारे formulas में. क्यों? क्योंकि सर ऊपर आप जब भी निकालोगे तो आपका यूनिट होगा वोल्ट ओम. Potential difference and resistance. So ऊपर होगा volt and ohm. I want volt, so denominator has to be ohm. So you can't forget this case. There should be internal resistance over here. You can't run an E1, E2. You have to go for small r only over here. Is this clear? And then this is a formula for net current flowing through circuit. The net current flowing through circuit is EMF upon external plus internal. Internal resistance are connected in parallel. Such the values will get the answer.
Can you please explain that formula method again?
Pardon?
Can you please explain that formula method again?
The formula method is, shall I erase this part? Because I was thinking it.
Yes,
So I'll erase the question. The formula which I put forward is E net, students, is equal to E1 R2 plus E2 R1 upon R1 plus R2. When the two are considered positive, like poles are being connected. So what is the connected in parallel we consider? If I take, suppose if I would have taken this as negative and this would have been positive, then what would have been my formula? Then E net will be equal to what? Since this was 4, that's why I'm taking ahead. So it's E1 R2 minus E2 R1 upon R1 plus R2. And to find out the current flowing through a complete circuit, then your formula is this only. I is equal to E upon capital R plus small r. ये पूरा resistance है circuit का. ये तुम्हारा external resistance है. ये net EMF होगा और ये net internal resistance होगा. Then use this formula. This is called as the general form of Ohm's law. This formula is general form of Ohm's law as applied to complete circuit. Complete circuit is external plus internal. If I use the word only Ohm's law, then simply this can be written as I is equal to V by capital R. I is equal to V by capital R. If I go for internal resistance, small v by small r. Now see, if a student wants to remember in this manner also, I is equal to V by R, Ohm's law. This is for internal. Are you getting it? If A upon B is equal to C upon D, A upon B is equal to C upon D, and that is equal to K, and K is a non-zero. But here I'm on equal ratios. Can I say I is equal to capital V plus small v upon capital R plus small r? That is
Yes.
E upon capital R plus small r. Again. But here I'm on equal ratios. Agreed?
Yes. Sir.
And this is the net EMF students. Terminal plus drop. Can I erase now, students?
Yes, sir.
Can I erase?
Yes, sir.
Varun, you are from Orange batch, na Varun?
Yes, sir.
Okay. कल जम रहा था ग्रेविटेशन, हाँ कि बाद में जमने लगा.
सर स्टार्टिंग के क्वेश्चन नहीं हो रहे थे.
That's fine, doesn't matter. Those were tricky. Again, it's nothing to worry about. And coming Sunday, you have a major test for which topic, students?
Electrostatics
For
and
physics,
properties.
we have electrostatics and properties of matter
Properties of matter.
Yes.
and electrostatics.
Electrostatics. Electrostatics is it? Because I asked the Orange batch, they were onto dipoles. What about it? Is it the entire chapter is there for your?
No, sir, not the complete chapter. Maybe till dipoles or whatever we complete.
So one thing I'll try to pick up in the coming week, if in case revision side will go for POM, properties of matter. Okay, students, next question, next problem. Now students, a voltmeter has a resistance of 30 ohms. Voltmeter resistance is 30 ohms. What will be the reading when it is connected? Reading in voltmeter when it is connected across a cell of EMF 2 volt and internal resistance 10 ohm. It's a very easy question, student. Voltmeter resistance is equal to 30 ohms. Reading in the voltmeter, you have to find out when it is connected across a cell of EMF 2 volts and internal resistance 10 ohm. Okay, Shikhar has given his answer. It's wrong, my dear. Shikhar,
Yes, sir.
गलत है.
So फिर से try करता हूँ.
Jagannath is absolutely correct. Aman Rajan is correct. Varun, no, my dear Varun. Sarah is correct. Shikhar, I'm waiting for you. If you give answer, we'll discuss. And Varun, I'm waiting for you. Shikhar and Varun, both of you are. Just try to give me a correct answer. Yes, Shikhar, correct. Varun, Varun, can you get it?
So trying.
अच्छा ट्राई कर मेरे सामने ट्राई करना डजंट मैटर मुझे बता वोल्ट मीटर रेजिस्टेंस 30 क्या वोल्ट मीटर को खुद को रेजिस्टेंस होता है वरुण ऑफ कोर्स वो भी एक कंपोनेंट है सॉरी वो इंस्ट्रूमेंट है इट्स अ मेजरिंग इंस्ट्रूमेंट नॉट अ कंपोनेंट इट्स अ मेजरिंग इंस्ट्रूमेंट तो उसको कुछ मेजर करने के लिए वो पॉइंटर को मूव करने के लिए ध्यान से सुनना वोल्ट मीटर के पॉइंटर को मूव करने के लिए पॉइंटर को टॉर्क देने के लिए there should be having some deflection to be needed के लिए some current is needed in that there is some current to be needed for the needle to deflect so of course that particular gadget also will have its own resistance and that's the resistance of the voltmeter so now if I happen to go for there is an EMF of a cell I'll consider agreed this is a cell of EMF 2 volts इसका internal resistance is 10 ohms given to you. Now, if I connect a voltmeter across it, okay, will the reading of the voltmeter will be equal to 2 or less than 2?
So less than 2.
Absolutely correct. ये मैंने समझाया था EMF और टर्मिनल वोल्टेज के बीच में यानी अगर सपोज तुमने सेल लिया है स्टूडेंट्स ये 2 वोल्ट का है पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव और यहाँ पे करंट ओपन है यानी देयर इज नो करंट फ्लोइंग इट्स एन ओपन सर्किट स्टूडेंट्स it's an open circuit. Now, if somebody asks you, can you tell me what is the potential difference between the terminals of the cell? So, तुम्हारा answer होगा 2 volt. But of course, लेकिन now if I connect a voltmeter across it, now see I haven't connected any load. So yeah, this voltmeter itself is a resistance. It's a kind of a load, and mind you, voltmeter is considered to be a high resistance galvanometer. ये शायद मैंने point बोला भी होगा when I was explaining current. I made it very clear. The first ever instrument which was invented by the physicist was galvanometer, students. Galvanometer, students, it's not a current measuring instrument. It's a current detecting instrument. ये current को detect करता है. It's a highly sensitive device. For a small or feeble current also, the galvanometer will show large scale of deflection. From galvanometer, there were ampere and voltmeter. Yes, Jagannath. Ammeter and voltmeter were constructed. A voltmeter is a high resistance. यानी खुद का resistance. यानी अभी तुम क्या सोचो इसको कि voltmeter को ये सोचो ना कि एक लोड आ गया यहाँ पे किसी को एक लोड ले लिया बस और ये कितना है 20 ये 30 ohms ले लिया पूछा गया है रीडिंग इन द voltmeter that means I need to find out V across it we consider तो देखो मुझे V चाहिए voltmeter का तो voltmeter का V चाहिए तो resistance of the voltmeter तुम्हें मालूम है ये है resistance of the voltmeter can I find out the current flowing through it yes I can find out that also we can get the answer accordingly now how do you find out current students how do you find out current look over here ये तुम्हारा 30 ohms ये तुम्हारा internal resistance and this is your EMF 2 volts internal is 10 ohms how is internal and external are connected series what's the formula for total current I is equal to E upon capital R plus small r we consider. Agreed. So I is equal to E kitna diya hai sir 2. Capital R is how much given to me as 30 plus 10, that will be equal to how much? 40. So I got the net current as 2 by 40. Substituting the value over here, RV kitna diya hai? How much is given to me? 30. Into current is 2 by 40. Cancellation. What's my answer? 1.5 volt. Alright, is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
यानी वोल्ट मीटर खुद एक रेजिस्टेंस है, उसको कुछ करंट चाहिए, कंज्यूम चाहिए, इट नीड सम करंट फॉर इट टू हैव अ डिफ्लेक्शन इनटू इट. जब भी तुम सेल लेते हो और उसको सर्किट में नहीं कनेक्ट करते हो स्टूडेंट्स, तो द पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस बिटवीन द एंड्स ऑफ द टर्मिनल ऑफ द सेल इज सिंपली कॉल्ड एज द इलेक्ट्रोमोटिव फोर्स ऑफ द सेल. बट नाउ वंस व्हेन यू कनेक्ट विद इट, यू विल गेट अ टर्मिनल वोल्टेज, यू विल गेट अ ड्रॉप वोल्टेज. यानी देखो टोटल पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस कितना था? E 2 वोल्ट्स है. अगर मैंने पूछा व्हाट इज द टर्मिनल वोल्टेज, तो तुम बोलोगे 1.5 वोल्ट. तो अभी मैंने पूछा स्टूडेंट व्हाट इज द ड्रॉप वोल्टेज फॉर ओवरकमिंग द इंटरनल रेजिस्टेंस, ये कितना होगा? 0.5 वोल्ट. Therefore we say that E is always greater than capital V, or capital V is less than E by small v, and small v is R into R. This is your theoretical part of approach towards your terminal voltage, in drop voltage and EMF. Can I erase this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the last problem, then we'll move further. Okay, the last problem. So this you get it by yourself. Huh? I'm not going to give you the answer for this. I'm not going to solve it for you. You try to get it all of you. Two cells are given to you of EMF 1.5 volt. EMF 1.5 volt and 2 volt. And 2 volt having respective internal resistance of 1 ohm and 2 ohm. Are connected in parallel. Are connected parallel so as to send current in the same direction through an external resistance. Five ohm. Now this question is almost identical to the previous one. Find the current through the external resistance. Is the question clear, students? EMF 1.5 volt, internal resistance first is 1 ohm, 2 volts, internal resistance 2 ohms are connected in parallel, so send current in the same direction. Okay. So an R 5 ohms. Find that. Varun, incorrect. Jagannath, incorrect. Yes, ABC of physics will clear. You're from NCRT, Shekhar?
Yes, sir.
You can go for that, you can go for SLRR also, doesn't matter. ABC is the new edition is out. Okay, that will help.
Can you please say which one will be better?
Pardon?
Which one will be better, SL Aurora or ABC of physics?
That, my dear, you have to go through the PDF of both and you try to go for, see, the selection of book is onto you. Whenever you want to select book students, you need to go for a chapter which you feel like that you're strong into. Try to pick up that particular chapter, try to go through the concept of what you have understood, and then how it is presented in both the same part. Then try to go for a particular problem, which you feel like that, this was slightly tricky. How is the presentation of that? Then you decide to buy a book. That is what it depends on to an individual. And as a person, those students who are wise in studies, they know themselves what they are up to. And based on that, according to me, both the books are good enough. ABC has come after a long time. It wasn't there. It was earlier. That was an old book before SLRR was ABC of Physics only, volume 1, volume 2. It was a very good book initially, completely NCRT pattern. Now its new edition has come recently in that case. So that is good enough to go through it. Even SLRR is also good enough that you have to compare now between both of them.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
And where are the MCQs have been given more with respect to your GE and it was because that SLRR, I feel so it has given MCQs for, I do feel so bits also. They've given for CET if I'm not mistaken, but they have clearly given for JEE main separate, advanced separate, NEET separate, and AIPMP. Uh, 0.3, no my idea, Varun Yadav. And 3.5, 0.8. Students, the answer is, anybody else is getting the answer? So the answer given is 5/17. The answer is 5/17. Okay. Now, Aman, what did you use over here, Aman? Aman, what did you use? Did you use a direct formula or did you use Kirchhoff's?
Kirchhoff's, because we don't know if they're connected in the same direction.
Why is it so Kirchhoff's? Because over here, they haven't said it with the positive to positive, negative to negative, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, it is approx 0.3.
Yes, sir.
0.2829. Is it?
Yes, sir.
0.2941.
0.2994 होगा.
That only I approxed and said 0.3.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, fine. Great. Students, you want me to solve this? You want me to tell this? Because over here you're getting E1 and E2 be considered. Both are connected in parallel. And see, they haven't given to you whether it's identical like poles or it. You try to go for like poles, doesn't matter. तुम like poles की सब जगह तुम्हें बताया नहीं, connected parallel दिया हुआ है, positive negative. ये अगर मैं E1 लेता हूँ, ये R1 होगा. This is E2. I take this as R2. And this is 5 ohms. Take this as one entire loop. And this is the second loop you try to go for it. Is that clear? But now can you tell me students, अगर मैंने E1 को 1.5 volt लिया and E2 is equal to 2 volt, मुझे बताओ, what is the direction of flow of current? Suppose if I say this is I2, current in this is I2 and current in this is I1. Are you getting I2 positive or negative? Is I1 positive or negative?
And both are positive.
Because both of them are taken in terms of resisting in that case. Students, try to solve this entire loop and the lower part of it. दोनों को solve करो and try to get two equations, solve the two equations simultaneously. Please, the rest of the students, will you be able to get it?
Sir, can you please solve it once?
Who's this? Jagannath, you?
Sir,
No,
this is Aravinda.
Pardon? Okay, Arvinda. Okay, Arvinda, now suppose if I happen to go for this part of the loop, if I consider this is I1 and I2, I'll consider. So can I say this is minus 5 I1 plus I2? Then I'm moving in this direction. Okay, this I'll take it as I1, agreed, and this is I2. Okay, so this is minus I1 R1. This is plus E1, and that will equal 0. So solving this is minus 5 I1 minus 5 I2. How much is I1 given to me? 1. So it's minus I1 plus E1 is given to me as 1.5, and that equals 0. So this will be minus 6 I1 minus 5 I2 plus 1.5 equal to 0. This is my equation number 1. Arvind, is it clear with you?
Yes, sir. Sir, I just want you to write the equation. I can solve it by myself.
Fine. Second equation तू बताना. Second equation कैसे करेगा? Suppose अगर ये मेरा loop है तो look at this. ये है तुम्हारा I1 plus I2 ऐसे जा रहा है in the direction of current. तो क्या करोगे तुम? Again.
Sir, again, my.
Agreed?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Direction of conventional current, students say the cosine convention ध्यान में रखना. Direction of conventional current, the product of IR, terminal voltage will be always negative. Now going from here and you're going in this direction, not over here. So now if I take it,
Yes, sir.
so this will be what?
IR2 minus IR2 plus E2.
Absolutely correct.
हाँ sir, now I can solve it. मैं कर लूँगा.
Just put on the two equations and try to get it.
Sir,
Yeah.
it is written that so to send I in the same direction.
Yeah.
Can we not say that the like poles are together?
Of course, that's what now. That's what I tried to. I made it in the same way. I didn't go for the opposite direction.
So they can use the formula also, right?
Yeah, you can use a formula. Why not? Send current in the same direction. Can I erase this, students, now?
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Yeah.
can you repeat why we can't use the direct formula?
No idea. We can. Why not in this case? Because
Oh, we
see,
can?
both of them are current in the same direction. We consider I1, I2. You can use Kirchhoff's law, so you can use. I'm gonna use Kirchhoff's law in this case.
Okay.
And over here they didn't say it how exactly, but since they said current in the same direction, therefore I1 plus I2. Excellent. Now the next concept coming. The next one we consider is your Wheatstone bridge, students. Okay. Now this is what we consider is a Wheatstone bridge. We consider is actually used to find out the current we consider and the unknown resistance. Okay. It's generally used, we consider is to find out the unknown resistance in a given circuit we consider. To measure resistance in the range from where to where, from 10 ohms to 100 ohms. And generally a Wheatstone bridge is used to measure resistance between 10 to 100 ohms we consider. So maybe out of there are 4 resistors given to you, maybe one must be unknown to a person in that case. So when you have an unknown resistance, you can easily calculate it. Now let us we can understand the circuit diagram. I'll take this as P, this is Q, this is R, and this is S. Now see, when you look at the diagram, students, what exactly Wheatstone bridge is generally used to find out unknown resistance between 10 to 100 ohms. When you look at the circuit diagram consists of 4 resistors. Now see, these are simple conducting wires. अगर suppose मैं A और C को pull करता हूँ, तो can I say my diagram will be supported this manner? This is how it will be. But what exactly I've taken? I've taken this as A, this is point B, this is point C, this is point D. What exactly I've connected between point B and D? I've connected a galvanometer. A galvanometer, what did I say? It's a current detecting instrument video. It's current detecting. Getting it? It is calibrated. It has certain calibration. We can get the current into that also. Now, suppose if one shows the current entering through point A, suppose if the current enters at point A, what's going to happen? Current has two paths for it to travel. As per the resistance, the current will move accordingly. Now, once the current reaches at point B, listen carefully, students, and the current reaches at point D, over here the problem starts with the students. Whenever you draw the circuit diagrams, whenever you solve questions based on the current, when the current reaches at point B and point D, now how do you come to that conclusion that the current will be moving from B to C? Sorry, current will move from B to D, or current is going to move from D to B. That's the confusion which most of the students have. That means B and D are two potentials across this particular galvanometer. If I want to find out the direction of current, then the direction of current is certainly determined with respect to the corresponding resistance through which the current is made to drive. Agar if you happen to consider the resistance of P is comparatively less as compared to that of resistance of R, I have more current entering through this branch as compared to this part of the branch. Thereby, I can consider P to be at a high potential as compared to D, and therefore the current will move from where to where? B to D. Is this clear? Is this clear with everyone?
Yes.
Somebody's mic is on. Sakshi, your mic is on, my dear. Okay. लेकिन अगर सपोज मैंने इसका रेजिस्टेंस मैंने ले लिया काम सपोज इफ आई से P Q S L T L this is T not R. Okay, suppose if I say if this resistance is less as compared to this, then point D will be at high potential as compared to, so my direction of current will be in this direction. So mostly whenever they'll give you questions or this all, then they'll certainly tell you the direction of current. But if in case if it's not told to you, then certainly you have to look at the resistance, and based on that you'll come to know about it. But now if I say if the resistance are same such that I'm getting a kind of a balancing condition. So if I say that when point B and point D, if I say are considered to be equipotential, that means the difference of potential between point B and point D will be equal to 0. So if potential difference 0 ho jayega, so there will be no current in this galvanometer. So Ig will be simply equal to 0. So when current in the galvanometer is equal to 0, such a condition is called to be a balancing condition. And to get the resistance in the given circuit, students, we have to go for balancing condition, students. To get the resistance in the circuit, we have to go for balancing condition in this case. So Whetstone bridge is used certainly to get the resistance varying from 10 ohms to 100 ohms. So we go for a diagram where you have 4 such resistance connected at the 4 corners of a kind of a quadrilateral we consider, where I can call arm AC and arm BD as my conjugating arms. So students, in this case, this is what you consider the 2 arms. Arm AC and arm BD are called as the conjugating arms. These are the conjugating arms we consider. Now, looking at the conjugating arms, one can say, okay, sir, we have connected galvanometer across B and D. That means A and C are the 2 points where we say that the current can be made to enter inside. So I can make current to enter through A and leave through the junction C. But can I change the polarity across it? Yes, why not? I can connect my cells across BD and a galvanometer across AC also. So we can interchange the position. But whenever you try to solve questions onto it in order to get the resistance, any unknown resistance, this is P, this is Q, this is T, This is S. Out of 4, 3 will be given to you, 1 will be question mark. So if I want to find out any unknown resistance in this, students, you need to go for balancing condition. And the word balancing condition stands for that point B and point D are considered to be equipotential points. If they are equipotential points, we consider that means no current will go into the galvanometer. When no current enters into the galvanometer, then how is my circuit? The circuit will be a simple circuit which you've done it in lower standards class 10, class 9. How is P and Q are connected in series? P and S are connected in series, and the effective resistance are connected in parallel. So we will be trying to find out the unknown resistance in this case by using simply the condition for balancing. Is this much clear with all of you?
Yes, sir.
Now, when you look into the circuit diagram, I've given you A, B, C, D as the network, students. Let us say that point A is connected to positive potential and point C is connected to the negative potential of the source, EMF E. The key is closed, students, and I'll make the current to flow here. Now, as the current moves from the source, it enters at junction A. Now, when it reaches at junction A, it has two paths for it to travel. One path we consider is through P, another one is through T, we consider. Now, suppose if I say current entering into this resistance P is I1, I'll consider current flowing through T will be I2. That depends on what? Resistance of the circuit. And one knows that current and resistance are inversely proportional, students. जहां पे opposition ज्यादा मिलेगा वहां पे current कम जाएगा, जहां पे opposition कम होगा वहां पे current ज्यादा जाएगा. Now assuming in this case कि यहाँ का resistance कम है as compared to this. Why is it so? Because now I've taken point B and point D as my two potentials. But if you look at the direction of flow of current, I've shown it to you. I've given it to you that the direction of flow of current is from where to where? From B to D. Thereby the galvanometer is showing some deflection. Deflection in the galvanometer shows there is some current in the galvanometer, that is IG. That means I can consider that point B is at a high potential as compared to point D we consider. So potential at point B is greater than potential at point D. If I happen to consider between A and B, we consider the current. That means potential at point A is greater than potential at point B. Likewise, I'm repeating over here, since I have given you the direction of flow of current. Yes. The direction of deflection, the galvanometer gives the direction. No, my dear Aman, you can't judge. Aman, this is a question which you have raised it. I know that you're too smart, है ना? लेकिन ये इसका you can't judge it, my dear, because the internal concept, I don't know about it, whether how is a correct approach for this. But according to me, students, Aman has raised a question to all of you all. Since he has raised it to me directly, I'll put forward to everyone. He raised a question, and this is a question which most of the student has it. So the direction of deflection in the galvanometer gives the direction of current, right? According to me, you cannot judge the direction of current looking at the direction of deflection in the galvanometer. Now that is what most of the students have learned in the lower standards of class 10th also, and they say that the deflection of a galvanometer, if it's on the left hand side or right hand side, it shows the direction of current. But we don't come to that conclusion easily, because the concept of a galvanometer working is an MCG. It's a moving coil galvanometer. And in a moving coil galvanometer, students, over here we are understanding the torque acting on a needle. No, Jagannath. It is a torque acting, and based on the torque, we can find out the direction, because we just looking at the deflection, you can come to know about it. So ये तो इसलिए वो ना सिर्फ current detecting instrument कि current flow हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा है. इसलिए see one thing we can consider, there are two kinds of galvanometer if you are aware about it. Galvanometer एक होता है 1 and 0 और दूसरा galvanometer होता है centrally 0. ये दो टाइप के हैं. 1 and centrally 0 का मतलब, ये centrally 0 कहाँ पे यूज हुआ है? अगर तुम ध्यान से देखोगे ये कहाँ पे यूज किया है कि तुमने जितने भी 10th स्टैंडर्ड स्टूडेंट्स ने किया होगा ना, जितने भी तुमने बुक्स के अंदर, ये सारे सेंट्रली जीरो थे, 1 and 0 वाले गैल्वेनोमीटर नहीं थे, क्योंकि वहां पे तुम्हारा प्रूव करना था इंड्यूस्ड ईएमएफ। व्हेन यू वेंट फॉर इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक इंडक्शन, तो वहां पे तुम्हें प्रूव करना था कि करंट फ्लो हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा है, तो उसके लिए उन्होंने सेंट्रली जीरो लिया था स्टूडेंट्स। क्योंकि अगर अगर डिफ्लेक्शन एक तरफ आ गया उसका मतलब करंट इन वन डायरेक्शन, अगर डिफ्लेक्शन लेफ्ट हैंड साइड चला गया तो करंट का डायरेक्शन ऑपोजिट हो गया। तो समझ में आ रहा है? यानी 10th स्टैंडर्ड के अंदर अगर तुम देखोगे तो यहाँ पे भी मुझे जज नहीं कर, आई वन कैन नॉट फाइंड आउट द डायरेक्शन ऑफ करंट लुकिंग एट द डिफ्लेक्शन, वहां पे सेंट्रली जीरो था। ये जो 1 and 0 है ना, दिस आर यूज्ड फॉर योर Wheatstone नेटवर्क्स एंड Wheatstone, क्योंकि ये दीस आर सिंपली नंबर ऑफ डिविजन्स, 10 divisions, 20 divisions, 30 divisions, 40 divisions, without any unit concept. These are simply divisions. Galvanometer will simply give me the number of divisions the scale it is reading to. Is this clear? And that particular becomes the current in the galvanometer. We can consider. Is this clear?
Yes.
And so theoretically given, IG जो दिया ना वो theoretically दिया हुआ है. So this is how we consider that looking at the deflection, one cannot say what is the direction of current in that case. Okay, so point A is at a high potential as compared to point B. और I was coming to that कि अगर करंट ध्यान से सुना, अगर करंट A to B जा रहा है उसका मतलब A हाई पोटेंशियल पे है, B लो पोटेंशियल पे होगा। अगर करंट A to D जा रहा है उसका मतलब पोटेंशियल एट पॉइंट A will be greater than potential at point D. लेकिन अगर मैंने बोला current is going from B to D, then B is at a high potential as compared to D. Likewise, if I say current is going from B to C, then I can also say potential at point B is greater than potential at point C. Now, if I say current will reunite and come at point D, so can I say potential at point D is greater than potential at point C? So throughout, I'll consider A is at high potential, C is at low potential. Current approaching the junction is equal to current leaving the junction. Students, is this potentials at points clear with all of you all? Different points. VA greater than VB, VA greater than VD, VB greater than VD, VB greater than VC, and VD greater than VC. Is this clear? Difference in potential causes charge to flow, current to flow. Now, when you look at the total current is I. अगर यहाँ पे I1 गया है, यहाँ पे I2 गया है, let us say the current is moving, this is IG. तो अगर I1 में से IG यहाँ पे चला गया, तो what is the current in Q? I1 minus IG. This is I2 students. यहाँ से IG आ रहा है नीचे. ये I2 and I2 approaching the junction. Current approaching the junction is exactly equal to the current leaving the junction, students. So यहाँ पे क्या आ रहा है? ये I2 आ रहा है, ये IG आ रहा है, दोनों reunite होके I2 plus IG, and that current is reaching at point C. Once when you say at point C, what happens? What happens? What is the net current? Then add the two. 1 minus IG plus I2 plus IG. What's my answer? I1 plus I2, and that is equal to capital I. So capital I enters and capital I comes out through it. Is this clear to all of you all?
Yes.
Okay. Varun says कि sir I missed the whole part due to connectivity issue. Varun, ये मैंने क्या बता रहा था? मैं in short I'll tell you. ये Wheatstone bridge is used here to understand, to get the resistance, to get an unknown resistance varying between 10 ohms to 100 ohms. उसके लिए हम use करते हैं Wheatstone network. For that we can consider. Okay. यानी suppose अगर कोई मुझे unknown resistance दिया है, उसका resistance मुझे find out करना है, तो उसको सिर्फ तेरे को fix करना है between the arms we consider. Now when you look at the diagram, तो diagram is a kind of a quadrilateral. ABC is a quadrilateral. जहाँ पे arm AC and arm BD, what are they called as? These are called as conjugating arm students. Now it depends on to you. Student A को A और C के across potential difference setup करना है, और B और D के across galvanometer बिठाना है. Some students will say, sir, I'll fix a galvanometer between A and C, and potential difference between B and D doesn't matter. Either case you consider. That's why I call them as conjugating arms. But the purpose over here is that if in case when I speak about any circuit diagram, current entering the junction is exactly equal to the current leaving the junction. Now to get the resistance of a particular circuit, what exactly we need to go for? हमें ये चाहिए कि there should not be any current in the galvanometer. When exactly there is no current in the galvanometer? When exactly there is no current in the galvanometer? No current in galvanometer. That is the value of Ig I consider to be equal to 0. When exactly the value of Ig to be equal to 0? That is potential at point B will be equal to potential at point D. That means VB minus VB should be equal to 0. Such a condition we consider, students, it's a balancing condition. What is this called? This is called as a balancing condition. We need to use this balancing condition to get the resistance. Now, students, let us go how to find out the resistance. My 4 resistance which are given to you, students, is what you know: P, Q, S, and T. Now, to get the answer for this, what exactly to consider? So you have to say that considering point B and point D at equipotential points as equipotential points. Therefore, potential at point B is equal to potential at point D. Therefore, difference in potential will be equal to 0. Therefore, we say the current Ig will be equal to 0. So what exactly that becomes? My balancing conditions. I can call such a condition to be equal to what? Balancing condition. Now, in this case, can I say the potential difference across, the answer is now potential difference across A and B. Potential difference across A and B, students. Is it equal to the potential difference across A and B? Is this correct? So is it correct? I getting
Yes,
it?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Likewise, can I write on potential difference? Yes, in this case itself. Can I say now? Can I consider potential difference across B and C? Potential difference across B and C is equal to the potential difference across B and C. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, can I use my Ohm's law? What's the formula for potential difference across AB? So तुम क्या बोलोगे? So potential difference across AB, I can consider in terms of what? So it's R into I. So can I say this will be I1 into P? ये क्या होगा? This will be I2 into what? We consider P. Agreed? Likewise, if I say potential difference across B and C and across C and D, give me the formula for this. Anybody? What was the formula for potential difference B and C using Ohm's law?
I1 into Q.
Can I say it's I into R only? लेकिन I क्या लोगे? Will you take I1 minus IG? नहीं, क्योंकि IG तो 0 है. Condition कौन सा था? अगर suppose तुमने डाला भी formula में, the answer सुनना. What am I trying to do, students? V is equal to R into I, students. I'm simply using Ohm's law. Potential difference across A and B, students, is R into I. Potential difference across A and B is R into I. तो वैसे ही मैंने यहाँ पे ले लिया B and C की जगह पे. अगर suppose किसी student ने ये formula लिया, that means I1 minus IG is the current. Resistance is Q. कोई problem नहीं, ले लो. On the other side, potential difference across T and C, you write down as I2, we consider, plus IG, and also resistance S. But students, since the condition is balancing, will I take IG into consideration? No. यानी तुम्हारा यहाँ पे IG 0 हो जाएगा, यहाँ पे भी IG 0 हो जाएगा. Now students, can you get a mathematical relation? Yes. Now see, I1 into P is equal to I2 into T. This is my equation number 1. Equation number 2 is I1 into Q is equal to I2 into S. Can I take the ratios in this case? So exactly P upon Q will be equal to what? Like alternando, can I write down? P by T is also equal to Q by S. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
And I told you very clearly, purpose क्या था? Why am I learning this Wheatstone bridge? Reason क्या है? The Wheatstone bridge का reason क्या है? कि students at times they are giving you a particular resistor. एक resistor is what? It's a fixed resistance. लेकिन तुम्हें उसकी value नहीं पता. Please try to understand this, students. You don't know the value of that particular resistance. तो इसकी value तुम कैसे निकालोगे? अगर कोई भी मैं तुम्हें लोड दे दूं और मैं पूछूंगा कि भाई इसका कितना रेजिस्टेंस है, निकालो, तो तुम क्या करोगे? ऐसा विटस्टोन नेटवर्क, विटस्टोन ब्रिज सेटअप किया हुआ है जहां पे तुम्हारे 4 आर्म्स होंगे, ये 3 नोन डाल दो, चौथा वाला अननोन डाल दो। लेकिन वापस अगर मुझे करंट नहीं चाहिए गैल्वेनोमीटर के अंदर, तो व्हाट शुड आई डू? आई कैन हैव अ रियोस्टेट, अ फंक्शन ऑफ रियोस्टेट इज आल्सो कंट्रोल्ड ओवर हियर। वो रियोस्टेट को मैं ऐसे करूंगा कंट्रोल कि बी और डी के बीच में करंट फ्लो ही नहीं होगा। आई कैन डू दैट। लेकिन ये डायग्राम के अंदर मैंने रियोस्टेट नहीं डाला है। लेकिन अगर किसी ने पूछा सर विद द रियोस्टेट कैन यू कंट्रोल द फ्लो ऑफ बिटवीन, ऑफ कोर्स। व्हाट इज द फंक्शन ऑफ अ रियोस्टेट? टू हैव अ कंट्रोल्ड अमाउंट ऑफ करंट फ्लोइंग इनटू द सॉकेट। तो मैं रियोस्टेट को ये पोजीशन पर रखूंगा कि बी और डी के बीच में करंट फ्लो ही नहीं होगा, गैल्वेनोमीटर के अंदर जीरो डिफ्लेक्शन दिखा देगा। जैसे उसने जीरो डिफ्लेक्शन दिखा दिया तो मेरा फॉर्मूला आ गया, P अपॉन अननोन रेजिस्टेंस, P अपॉन अननोन रेजिस्टेंस अपॉन नोन। और अगर ये अननोन होगा तो P अपॉन अननोन इज इक्वल टू Q अपॉन दैट इज नोन अपॉन नोन। Is this clear with all of you all? All the students who are within the lecture students.
Yes.
The main purpose of this is simply to find out resistance between 10 and 100 ohms. लेकिन यहाँ पे मैंने पूरा balancing conditions के ऊपर ही गया है. Whenever you refer your books, when you refer your board books, or when you refer your textbook, this is the easiest way of trying to give it to you. Now, what is the method the textbook might have given it to all students? उन्होंने कैसे दिया होगा मालूम है? उन्होंने गैल्वेनोमीटर का रेजिस्टेंस को देखते हुए दे रखा है. In what they've done, you know, students, they have tried to use Kirchhoff's law. They've used Kirchhoff's law, students. That means they have shown the direction of current flowing, and then later on they are saying it that point B and D are equipotential. At the end, they try to say it. तो समझ में आ रहा है, students? यानी तुम्हें दो loops they'll give it to you. They'll try to go for 2 loops. They'll give it to you. Am I getting it? And the two loops कौन सा होगा? पहला loop क्या होगा मालूम है? A, B, D, एक equation उसका लेके आओ. फिर दूसरा loop they'll give it to you B, C, D, B. Take another loop. Put down both the equations of those two loops. Are you getting it? Now, if I want to find out the resistance of any one of them in that case, then what do I consider? Go for the consideration of, यानी फिर उसके बाद में लिखेंगे considering point P and D as equipotential and going for the balancing condition, फलाना IG 0 डाल दो. तो तुम्हें दो इक्वेशन मिल चुके हैं, उसमें तुमने IG को 0 डाल दोगे, फिर उनका रेशियो लोगे, you'll get the same answer, which already I picked it up before. Now, all of you all, I wanted to solve it with respect to Kirchhoff's law, taking A, B, D, A as one loop, B, C, D, B as one loop, get two expressions, and then write down considering balancing condition for the given circuit. Considering balancing condition for the given circuit, we take point B and point D as equipotential points. Therefore, there is no current flowing in the galvanometer. Hence, IG is equal to 0. Substituting IG equal to 0 in the above two expressions, we get expression number 1 as so-and-so, expression 2 so-and-so, divide 1 by 2 and get me the answer. Just go for Kirchhoff's law. I'm waiting for 3 minutes for all of you. Is getting it? Everybody is completed? Okay, Shekhar has got it. Can I erase this part, students?
So just a sir, sir, you have written I1 minus IJ into Q is equals to I2 plus IG into S. So then how did you cut?
I didn't cut it. Sorry, cutting in the sense, my dear, balancing condition. So IG is equal to 0.
Okay. Sorry, sir, I did not.
So you
I
rule
didn't
out
consider
this.
it.
Try to take IG as 0, my dear. So it will be
Uh-huh.
I1 into Q is equal to I2 by S. So what do you write down? Your ratio will be, students, in this case, P by T. P by T will be equal to I2 by I1. ये तुम्हारा पहला इक्वेशन होगा. दूसरा यहाँ पे क्या होगा? Q by S will be also I2 by I1. Since right hand side's ratios are same, therefore left hand side ratios are same. So P by T is equal to Q by S.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Can I erase now, students? Did you get the answer by using Kirchhoff's law, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, students, just try to solve this question, students. Now, see, students, the question is given to you: at what value should the variable resistor be set? Variable resistor be set such that the Wheatstone bridge is balanced. If the source is 30 volts, find the value of the output voltage across the given circuit when the bridge is balanced. Now, I'll show you the diagram accordingly. This was the diagram. Please pay attention. Now listen, students, the question I'm giving it to you again. This is the diagram given, students. Hope the diagram is clear. Question pucha, at what value should the variable resistor be set? Means I want to set the value of this variable resistor. To what value you're going to set such that the bridge is balanced. Such that bridge is balanced. Now, when I say bridge means what? Connecting point. That means D and B are balanced in that case. Point D and point B becomes my balancing points. Students use the word balancing points. The balancing point that means equipotential points. तो ये क्या resistance होना चाहिए कि वो balance हो जाएगा? पहला वो पूछा गया है. दूसरा, if the source is 30, if the source, if EMF E is given to us 30 volts, the source is 30 volts given to you. Find the value of the output voltage. Find the value of the output voltage across XY when the bridge is balanced. When bridge is balanced. Hope the question is clear to all of them. Is the question clear to all of your students?
Yes.
Don't go in a rush, students. Take some extra 1 minute, but try to get it correct in the first attempt.
What's the resistance for S?
Pardon, Varun?
What is the value for resistance for S?
Resistance for
S.
E का दिया है 1.36 किलो ओम. Q का पूछा गया है. इसको मैं वेरिएबल रेजिस्टेंस बोल रहा हूँ. Q को मैंने वेरिएबल रेजिस्टेंस बोला है मैंने. Arrowhead दिया है. It's a variable resistance. Variable resistance means that value changes, but it's known. You're getting it? It's not a rheostat. It's a variable known resistance. It's a resistance box. R की वैल्यू है 4.4 किलो ओम और S की वैल्यू है 300 ohms. Varun, got it?
Yes.
My dear, over here, I've given you, see one thing I told you, theoretically it's possible. This is a numerical. Now you might also say, कि sir, आपने EMF दिया, but there is no internal resistance given over here. Shikhar,
Yes, sir.
Shikhar, theoretically it's possible, practically is not possible, my dear.
Oh,
Okay, see one thing, students, Shikhar has raised a question and that is fine enough. Sir, how is it possible that Wheatstone network can act when you said it kilo ohms? When you consider kilo ohms, then of course you 1360 because you said it between 10 and 100 ohms ki hisab se tum pakad rahe ho. But this is theoretical way of approach to it we consider. Okay, not practically. Okay.
okay, sir.
It's from 10. The variation for Wheatstone network is students. The variation of Wheatstone network is students between 10 ohms. I'll put it over here between 10 ohms to hundreds of ohms. Yani hundreds of ohm in the sense that means it can be multiple of 100. It can be at times maybe 100 or more be slightly large in that. But truly we can get it between that range we can consider. But in the first case, they are asking you for balancing condition. Find out the value of variable resistance. Aman has put forward his answer. Yes, correct. Of course. Jagannath is correct. Aman is also correct. Aman, order will be correct. Order is also correct. Get me the second part of the answer. Yes, anybody? Second part is slightly trickier. First part, everybody should get this one. Okay, those students who are solving the second part, before solving, can you tell me, students, those who have done the first part and solving for the second, can you tell me which is at high potential? मुझे बताओ. मुझे चाहिए voltage output चाहिए. Absolutely correct. लेकिन कैसा आया जगन्नाथ? Prove that. You have to prove it, my dear. मुझे ये बताओ students, जब तुम इसको solve करते हो तो मुझे ये बताओ, what do you consider? Will the current will enter? Because as I say, the current is coming over here, reaching at this particular junction. Okay. As it reaches at this junction, what happens? Current splits up. Suppose if I say the current flowing over here is I1, current flowing over here is I2. Now when the current reaches over here, my question to you is, will the current will move from B to D or D to B? ये बता सकते हो students? Yeah, first one is correct. Shikha. Why Jagannath? That's my question to you is, why it won't be? Yes. Shikhar says absolutely correct. The current will be from B to D. Students, the current will be from B to D. What's the reason behind it? What did I tell you? इसका resistance कितना है? P का resistance कितना है? यानी अगर मैं किलो ohms को ohms में लिखूंगा तो ये कितना होगा? Multiply by 1000.
1363.
Or when you solve this part, please, when you solve this part, what answer you're getting it for this one? What answer you're getting it for this one?
20,000.
19,940.
Yes, sir.
19,940 ohms. So can I say this is at low resistance, this is at high resistance? तो ये तुम्हारा हाई पोटेंशियल हो जाएगा, ये तुम्हारा लो पोटेंशियल आएगा. मुझे क्या पूछा है? फाइंड आउट द पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस. यानी स्टूडेंट्स ध्यान से सुनना, ये सेकंड पार्ट के लिए बता रहा हूँ. फर्स्ट पार्ट एवरीबॉडी शुड गेट इट. क्यों? क्योंकि मैंने बोला है दैट द ब्रिज इज बैलेंस्ड. तो तुम्हें ये लिखना है स्टूडेंट्स, फॉर बैलेंसिंग कंडीशन students, I can simply write it in terms of it. What exactly can I get? I can simply consider P upon S will be equal to Q upon R. Agreed? Yes, coming to that. So P upon S is equal to Q by R. So इससे students, will you get the value of Q? Yes. Q क्या हो
Yes, sir.
जाएगा? So P into R by S. चलो ये तो सबको आना चाहिए students. और ये आंसर तुम्हें मिलेगा 19,940 ohms. अब ये सेकंड पार्ट मैंने पूछा, EMF is 30 across, लेकिन देखो लास्ट स्टेटमेंट देखो, when the bridge is balanced. स्टूडेंट्स अगर ये स्टेटमेंट दिया है, उसका मतलब पोटेंशियल एट पॉइंट B is equal to potential at point D Difference in potential will be VB minus VT और वो आंसर 0 ही आएगा तुम्हारा, क्योंकि मैंने ये स्टेटमेंट दिया है स्टूडेंट्स। अगर ये स्टेटमेंट दिया है तो डायरेक्टली 0 आएगा, लेकिन नाउ सपोज एवरीबॉडी बी विद मी, ये स्टेटमेंट मैंने निकाल दिया, चलो, और फिर मैंने पूछा फाइंड आउट द वोल्टेज अक्रॉस आउटपुट, then to also students you can derive that the potential difference is 0. And you see what theory you have learned it, and what is the reason for it, why is it 0? Because students, you selected that kind of resistance,
Yes.
you have selected in that manner with P and S and R so that I got balancing, और वो तुम्हें मिलेगा मिलेगा मिलेगा। भले मैंने स्टेटमेंट निकाल दिया, जब भी मैं स्टेटमेंट निकाल देता हूँ उसका मतलब स्टूडेंट कैन गो फिर, हाँ सर, यानी उसका मतलब अगर I2 है तो करंट शायद यहाँ से यहाँ पे जाएगा, तो अगर मैं करंट में गैल्वेनोमीटर देता हूँ तो कुछ करंट यहाँ पे जाएगा, फिर ये यहाँ पे आएगा, यहाँ पे एंड द सर्किट वी कंसीडर, दिस विल कम ओवर हियर, करंट विल कम ओवर हियर एंड द सर्किट विल गेट कंप्लीटेड। आई वांट टू फाइंड आउट दिस, so how do I get it? So please pay attention. The way I wrote it earlier, students, VA is greater than VB, so there is a difference in potential between the two. Likewise, VA is greater than VD, which can I say? Potential difference, please pay attention, potential difference between points A and B, students, is equal to what? Potential difference between A and B. क्या ये clear हुआ सबको? Of course, my dear. Coming to that only, I'm coming to that itself only. But can I prove it? Why not? We can prove that potential difference across A and B and potential difference across A and D, I can consider. So we can consider I into R, we can get the current in that case. Now, if I happen to rearrange the terms in this case, so can I say यहाँ पे चला जाएगा? So what exactly VB minus VD? Again, I'm getting it equal to 0. The difference in potential, I'm getting it equal to 0. लेकिन अगर तुम्हें प्रूव करना है to get it in 0, I can simply find out, क्या करो? I2 find out करो. Listen carefully. Find out I2, multiply with the resistance P. Can I say that is the potential difference between A and D? क्या ये clear हुआ? Equation number 1. दूसरा, potential difference between A and D को क्या करोगे तुम? Find out I1. And what exactly you have it? The resistance is Q we consider. What exactly you get it? दोनों values तुम्हें same ही आएगा. And from there we come to conclusion that the potential difference between the 2 points will be equal to 0. No current will flow into it. And that is why the condition is said to be balancing. So whether you write statement, I'm getting it 0. If I don't write down statement, I proved it VB minus VD equal to 0. But still, if you want to solve it in that case also, you can get it. VA minus VB will be equal to I2 into P. Just get the value of current I2. VA minus VD, just get the value of current I1. Now, if students ask me, sir, I2, I1 कैसे निकालोगे? Students, how do you write down I2 and I1? How do you consider? तो कैसे करोगे? I2 and I1 का consider कैसे करोगे? So try to think as if there is no resistance. How are these two connected in series? These two also connected in series. We know the total resistance. Are you getting it? Total resistance over here. Voltage is known to me. Can I get current over here? Yes. I can find out I1, I can find out I2. Substitute back over here. But the way of approach for this kind of question is just to see to it that if I select a suitable value of Q, the word variable, that means I go on changing the value of Q. I'm going on changing the value of Q. Mind you, यहाँ पे भी तुम्हारा joystick है. ये joystick है. Also called as a jockey. जॉकी को अगर तुम उस रेजिस्टेंस पे अलग अलग पोजीशन पे लेके जाओगे तो स्टूडेंट्स तुम्हें यहाँ पे करंट मिलेगा, 0 नहीं होगा। एक पर्टिकुलर वैल्यू जब भी तुम लेके आओगे 19,940 ओम जब भी सिलेक्ट करोगे तभी वहां पे कोई करंट नहीं होगा। और वो तुम कैसे दिखाओगे? पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस 0 है, इसके अक्रॉस तुम गैल्वेनोमीटर कनेक्ट कर दो, देयर इज नो करंट इन द गैल्वेनोमीटर। इज दिस क्लियर विद एवरीबॉडी?
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, can you please explain the part how to get I1 and I2? Once again, I didn't get it.
You are consistently, Jagannath, you are consistently irrespective of giving the statement, not giving the statement. I1, I2, see, I1, I2 is a tedious.
Sir, this is Aravinda, by the way.
Yes, yes, yes. इसलिए मैंने बोला कि I1, I2 and when you solve students MCQs you'll get such kind of things. I1, I2 को अगर तुम्हें solve करना है तो कैसे करोगे? Simple तुम्हारा अभी देखो, can I erase this part? इसको erase कर दो.
Sir, 1 minute. Yes, sir, you can erase.
Now when I want I1 and I2 students, what I'll do, I'll go for my simple 10th standard concept. So all of us have learned it in a 10th standard. But then too also 10th standard पढ़ने के बाद भी many students उसको solve करने में उनको lengthy लगता था. Because good students they'll try to go for ratios, they'll get it more faster. तभी जाके इसके questions अभी दोगे ना तुम ratios में लेना. Total current and the resistance across which we consider, कम resistance से तो ज़्यादा current flow होगा. MCQ जब भी तुम करोगे ना, you'll solve in that manner only. अभी यहाँ पे देखो, अभी मैं दिखाएगा. Let me take this PS R1. इसको मैंने R2 ले लिया. I think this is R2. This is R1. This is R3. This is R4. Let me take in this manner. चलो. और मैंने बोला बैलेंसिंग कंडीशन है. अभी करंट I जा रहा है. करंट I जा रहा है. यहाँ पे जा रहा है I1. Okay. और यहाँ पे जा रहा है I2. So what do I consider? So how are these two connected in series? So what's my diagram? Can I say these two are connected in series? So this is R2 plus R3. What is this? R1 plus R4. This is my circuit diagram. I was going over here. This is I1 and this is I2. क्या ये clear हुआ students?
Yes.
पूछा गया मुझे I1, I2. So is the potential difference across these two is same? Why not? The potential difference across A and C for this resistance and for this resistance is the same. This is always at high potential. This is always of low potential for this part of the circuit. As well as for this part of the circuit also, A is at high potential, C is at low potential. So can I write down I1 into bracket R2 plus R3 will be equal to what? I2 into bracket R1 plus R4. Am I getting it? So what exactly? I1 by I2 I can consider in that case of what will be? I1 and by I2 is equal to what? Will be R1 plus R4 upon R2 plus R3. Is this clear? Is this
Yes.
clear, students?
Yes, sir.
Now can I, अगर इसको मैं एक resistance लेता हूँ, इसको एक resistance लेता हूँ, then I can go for component. Do I know the total current? Yes, total current is I. And what is I? E is equal to I into R. I can substitute back over here. I can get the answer accordingly. So there are ways in which you can find out current. लेकिन जब भी तुम जाओगे ना current students ratios के हिसाब से चले जाओ. You'll be able to get it more faster. Second way of getting it is what? Using Kirchhoff's law. जो हम लोग ने ले लेता, तुम ये पूरा सर्किट ले लो पहला वाला और फिर नीचे वाला सर्किट ले लो. Find out I1, I2 separately. Yes, students, can I erase this now?
So one second. None, sir. You can erase.
Similar kind of Bridgestone network students, they can give you in this manner also. A, B, C, D. This is R1, R2, R3, and R4. Okay. Now they might say that when R1, R2, R3, R4 are connected in a given circuit as shown, okay, point B and point D are not considered to be balancing point. That means there is some current flowing in the galvanometer. Okay, there is some current flowing in the galvanometer. Okay, there will be some IG. The question they might put forward is, what shunt? The answer is no. What shunt should be connected for resistance R2 in order to get balancing condition? In order to get balancing condition. So what he'll do? What shunt should be connected for resistance R2 so that now my circuit diagram becomes balancing? यानी पहले जब भी तुमने R2 लिया है students, shunt, SHUNT, shunt. Okay, shunt we consider is always a low resistance and it's always connected across. Whenever they use the word shunt, students, it's a low resistance connected across. So I need to find out. Suppose अगर मैं R2 लेता हूँ तो there is current वही है, यानी students R1 upon R3 is not equal to R2 by R4 in the first case. First case के अंदर ये balancing है ही नहीं. Now उन्होंने पूछा है तुम क्या shunt करोगे, connect करोगे R2 को so that it becomes balancing. Shunt का मतलब क्या? A low resistance connected across R2. यानी इसके अक्रॉस तुम और एक रेजिस्टेंस कनेक्ट कर दो. ये जो R2 है इसके अक्रॉस that shunt and variable S. So this is a very low resistance. The answer is no. S shunt is always a low resistance. Everybody be with me. Shunt is a low resistance, and that low resistance is connected again parallel to R2. तो हुआ क्या? Effective resistance बढ़ेगा या और कम होगा? और कम. यानी जो करंट यहाँ पे जा रहा था वो ड्राइव ये और करंट खींच लेगा. ये शंट और करंट खींच लेगा. thereby there may not be any current in this. अभी वो बैलेंसिंग हो जाता है. तो जैसे बैलेंसिंग वर्ड मैंने बोल दिया तो होगा क्या? इसका तुम पैरेलल निकाल दो ना. इसका तुम पैरेलल आंसर निकाल दो. लेट अस से द पैरेलल आंसर क्या होगा? सर Rp equal to what? Rp equal to what we consider? So it's R2 into S upon R2 plus S. आ गया ये पैरेलल का फॉर्मूला. Is this clear students? इन दोनों का आंसर ये होगा कि नहीं होगा? 1 upon Rp is equal to 1 upon Rs plus 1 upon S. So Rs into S will be the LCM. So S plus R2. Take invert endo. Students clear हुआ कि नहीं हुआ?
हाँ सर, हाँ सर.
अभी यानी हुआ क्या? ये पूरा अभी ये पूरा मेरा जो ये पूरा चला जाएगा. ये पूरा चला जाएगा. Now when I want to show it, I'll show this as my resistance and now my resistance I call this as Rp. So now when I connect a shunt parallel to it, I've got another resistance. Now if I take this resistance, there is no current in the galvanometer. Galvanometer shows no deflection, 0. So can I say now it becomes a balancing condition? What is the balancing condition now? It will be, answer now it will be R1 by R3 will be equal to what? Rp by R4. Yani the question will be asked is what shunt will be connected across? What shunt will be connected across R2 to get balancing? तो तुम्हें S की वैल्यू पूछेंगे. यानी तुम्हें स्टूडेंट्स ये मालूम है, तुम्हें ये मालूम है, तुम्हें ये मालूम है, तुम्हें Rp में से R मालूम है, R2 मालूम है, तुम्हें S पूछा जाएगा. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
And shunt is always a low resistance we can consider. See, one thing, these words already one should get it when you do ammeter and voltmeter in a lower standard students. Again, I'm speaking about for this. Galvanometer was the first ever instrument we consider, and that is the current detecting instrument students. अगर galvanometer, आंसर सुनना, galvanometer के साथ में अगर मैंने low resistance connect कर दिया, जिसको हम बोलते हैं shunt, शंट को अगर मैंने गैल्वेनोमीटर के साथ में कनेक्ट कर दिया अक्रॉस, तो ये जो मेरा इंस्ट्रूमेंट बनता है, ये मेरा इंस्ट्रूमेंट का नाम हो जाएगा एमीटर। तभी जाके एमीटर इज अ लो रेजिस्टेंस गैल्वेनोमीटर। लेकिन अगर स्टूडेंट्स गैल्वेनोमीटर के साथ में मैंने एक हाई रेजिस्टेंस कनेक्ट कर दिया, वेरी हाई रेजिस्टेंस, और उसको अगर मैंने सर्किट में कनेक्ट कर दिया, सीरीज में कनेक्ट कर दिया, तो अभी ये जो मेरा डिवाइस बनेगा, ये जो मेरा डिवाइस बनेगा, ये डिवाइस मेरा बन जाएगा वोल्ट मीटर। दिस इज व्हाट द कंसेप्ट इज। So students, your ammeter is a low resistance galvanometer and your voltmeter is a high resistance galvanometer. The word shunt is a low resistance but connected, उसका resistance और effectively कम करना है तो उसको हम parallel में connect करते हैं। तो यहाँ पे मैंने parallel में connect कर दिया। Is this clear with all of you?
Yes.
Fine. Students, next lecture will be moving further ahead. We'll be going with respect to meter, bridge we consider, and a few more questions. But kindly revise the mathematical formulas. Okay, students?
Okay, sir.
Yes. Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye,
Okay.
sir.
Bye bye.
Happy Guru Purnima.
Thanks a
Happy
lot.
Guru.
Thanks.